One of my favorite articles of clothing as a child was the pair of moccasins my mom bought for me at the Duluth Trading Post one summer. We had just gotten back from Grand Portage, and all the reenactors were wearing them around the teepees and canoes, and I just thought they were the bee's knees. So I wore them till the soles were all worn out and deemed unwearable by my mom. I love them so much because they made me feel like the beautiful Indian princesses and romantic interests I saw in my dad's favorite Western movies. I was convinced my moccasins would help me to move lively and with the grace and poise of these beautiful women, attempting to mirror their appearance, beginning with their way of dress, so that maybe I'd be a step closer to being like them. Also because they happened to ride a lot of horses, and I definitely had a phase. But as a child, you tend to gloss over the details, like why were these worn? Where were they worn? Why did some have more embellishments than others? What's their significance? Maybe these aren't soul-searching questions, and certainly they're questions that have answers, but they're questions that are important to have when encountering items from another culture. Because it is by having these questions that we can ensure we have an understanding and appreciation for who they are and what they believe in. A high school English teacher of mine was the first person who challenged me to really think about Native Americans as more than another chapter in my history book. He emphasized talking about contemporary Indians, those who don't go home to sit around a campfire, but instead go home to watch Conan O'Brien. In this day and age, it appears that Native Americans are put into this box, one with a shiny veneer and a pretty mythical creature on it, and we place this box on a lofty shelf where we can simply look, not touch. When most people think Indian, they think of the idea that fits into that pretty box on the shelf. They think of feathers, long, majestic dark hair, moccasins, and buckskin everywhere in between. When they think tribal tattoo, they think, yeah, that'd look pretty sweet around my bicep when I wear my cutoff. Or when they think dream catcher, many might say, I would so get one of those tattooed on my ribs. Miley Cyrus's is so cute. Or when it comes to Halloween season, you might find a few girls dressed up like Disney's Pocahontas, if she had maybe encountered a bear that ate 2/3 of her clothing and was left with ragged buckskin adornments strategically covering the bare necessities. And they'll tell you they're dressed up like an Indian. Is it possible they're familiar with a tribe that used to dress that way? I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say more than likely not. Despite popular belief, American Indians, in fact, wear jeans and t-shirts, or tennis shoes and yoga pants, just like anyone else in America these days. If we simply take that box we've placed them in down from the shelf, we find that there's so much more to what makes an Indian Indian. We'll be able to flesh out the details. Why did they wear what they wore? Where were they worn? What is the significance of these artifacts? And who are they today? Maybe it's time to take a walk in their shoes, or rather in their moccasins, and see what answers they lead us to.